Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new here. So for today's video, I am so excited, but we're going to be reviewing the new Fantasy Cosmetica Sorcerer palette. Now this was actually gifted to me in PR. It launches in a couple of days and I'm so excited to tell you guys all about this. If you guys want to see what this palette looks like, what it's all about, then definitely keep watching. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. I finally finished Where the Crawdad Sings, and it was so hard to get through initially, but it ended up turning out to be a very fantastic book. I really ended up liking it. And then I started a new book. It's called After by Anna Todd. Let me tell y'all, I started it yesterday. I'm already on page 250. I can't put it down. Y'all, if you're looking for some new 50 Shades of Grey type material, I highly suggest you guys check it out. I'll link it down below. I also want to let you guys know that apparently my palette's going away soon. I don't know. All I know is that Over Cosmetics let me know that the influencer project is coming to an end. So I don't know how much longer my bundle is going to be available for, of my palette and a highlighter that I put together. I honestly don't know how much longer it's going to be available for. I asked them and they haven't gotten back to me yet, but they did say their influencer project is coming to a close. So I don't know how much longer this is going to be sale for. Maybe it's going to continue to be on sale, you know, even when the project closes, or if this is a limited time. I don't know. They haven't gotten back to me. But if you guys did want to get your hands on it, I'll leave it down below. I'll leave the link down below. Don't feel obligated by any means. I hope it's still going to be available. Like, I genuinely don't know. They haven't given me any information, but I wanted to give you guys like a heads up on it. So with that said, guys, I am so excited to talk about the new Fantasy Cosmetica Sorcerer palette. Now, a couple months ago, I had the privilege of reviewing the Druid palette, and this is my first time ever trying this brand. This is actually the first palette this brand had ever rolled out with, and I am so glad I tried out this palette. This palette is unbelievably beautiful. Not only is it such a gorgeous palette, but the formula on this palette really took my breath away, to the point that I was thoroughly shocked throughout the entire video. And then when I did a ranking of my top 10 favorite indie brands, this actually made the list because of how good this palette was. It was so good. So when they reached out to me and asked if they could send me the Sorcerer palette, I was like, oh my god, yes, because I absolutely do love the formula from the original palette. So here we do have the Druid palette. I really like how the Sorcerer palette looks exactly the same. Like, well, not the same, but like, you guys know what I mean. It's like very same aesthetic. The Fantasy Cosmetica on the back with a very beautiful color story on the front. Now it says, follow a set of arched claw marks and footprints to the catacombs beneath the sanctum. Deep within, a gaping crack in the wall below bellows out smoke and sulfur. Powerful magic emanates from the cracks, and a voice echoes, laughing wildly. You muster all the energy you can to face the evils within, which I think is so cute. And it also says, welcome sorcerers. Sorcerers come in all shapes and sizes. Some are born with magic, others gain magical abilities from events in their life. Sorcerers have the innate magic. They know instinctively how to use magic and don't need to study it or borrow the power from another entity. A sorcerer's magic wants to be used and will be built up and spell out in unpredictable ways if it isn't. This eyeshadow palette was not tested on animals, and it has a vegan formula. It is made in China, but it's shipped from Redmond, Washington, US. And on the back, it actually shows you guys all the shade names and what's in here. So it says the Sorcerer palette has 9 pigmented shades, including 4 mattes, 1 duochrome, and 4 multi-chromes. A sorcerer has joined your party. Now this palette does retail for $38.99, and it's actually going to be launching on August 12th on Fantasy Cosmetica website, which I'll have everything about this palette linked down below for you guys. But I am so excited. I got to see the color story. Now, the color story isn't necessarily for me per se, but I'm still so excited to try it out because I absolutely do love the formula. So here we have the Sorcerer palette right here. And when you open it up, this is the color story. Very beautiful, but not necessarily my color story, because you guys know I don't do a lot of pink, red, purple eye looks. I find them very intimidating, especially when they're like pinky shades like this, because they have the capability of staining. And for some reason, I just don't know how to make pink eye looks pretty. Like, I don't know what to do to make pink eye looks pretty on me, but they're still fun to play with, and they cause me to step out of my comfort zone and try something that I generally wouldn't try. But here we have the 9 shades right here. And here we have the 9 shades right here. You are going to have the 4 mattes, the 1 duochrome, and the 4 multi-chrome shades. So I'm super excited to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in. We're going to get this look started. And yeah, we're going to play with this palette. I'm super excited because like I said, I really did love the first time I ever played with the Druid palette. I was really blown away by the formula. So I'm really hoping this would be the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh my God, y'all, if you guys can feel the way that these shimmers feel, like they are like true butter. They feel so unbelievably creamy and buttery. Like they're orgasmic. Okay guys, so here are the swatches. Very, very gorgeous. Do you guys see the way that these just look? Like, okay, so the very first shade we have is a shade Firestorm. Now this is a multi-chrome. It is a pink base with a magenta, pink, and gold shift to it. We have Innate, Wild Magic, Unleashed. We have Arcane, which is a multi-chrome. It's a sheer purple base with blue and purple shifts. We have Polymorph, which is another multi-chrome. It's a blue-green base with purple, pink, and gold shifts. We have Chaos, which is going to be a duochrome, and this is going to be a purple with a blue shift. We have Empower, followed by Illusion, which is another multi-chrome from teal to blue to purple right here. So I do have to say, in terms of these 3 shades right here, so we do have these 2 duos. We have the shade Chaos, which is going to be a duochrome. This is the duochrome, and then we also have the duochrome right here, but then we have these 2 shades right here. These 2 shades, even though they are the same multi-chrome, they're so soft. So you guys want to be careful when you place your finger in here because of how soft and buttery they are going to shift and slide because they are so soft. So you want to be careful how much pressure you actually put in here. But let me tell you guys, these are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shades. Now the shade Illusion isn't as soft as the other ones are, but these are so pretty. Like, let me just swatch this. These are so creamy and buttery, and they feel almost like wet for how soft these actually are. Like, do you guys see those shifts? Like, it's so hard for the camera to really pick up the true quality of like what these shifts to. But oh my God, these are just so pretty. So pretty. Like, I definitely recommend checking them out on I definitely recommend following them on Instagram because they could probably do better swatches than I can. I feel like with my lights, it gets really hard to capture the true essence of these shadows, but my God, these are some of the creamiest shades I have ever felt. And I played with so many palettes, and I still have to say these are absolutely so creamy and buttery. They feel just like wet and soft and just almost like mushy. Even though they're not mushy, but they're just, the way they just like glide on is just divine. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in. We're gonna start to play with some looks. I'm gonna try to do like a pinky eye look today, see if I can make it look really pretty. We shall see, because like I said, I find these shades to be a little intimidating because I typically don't play with shades like this, but we're gonna go for it. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 separate eye looks, so I hope they turn out really good. So the first shade I'm gonna go into is the shade Empower right here, and we're gonna do that all along the crease. I'm trying to like switch up my style just a tad. Instead of doing like 3, I'm trying to really perfect the whole like cut crease. I'm trying to get used to it. So anywho, I really do hope that everybody did have a really good weekend, and I really do appreciate the feedback that I got on my last video when I talked about how I'm getting so overwhelmed with makeup. And yeah, I'm doing a makeup review, but like buying so many launches, like I'm just getting so overwhelmed because there's only so much makeup a person honestly can have. And I love makeup. It is my absolute passion, but like I'm also like more than makeup, you know? Like I really have been enjoying introducing streaming onto my channel, and I'm actually gonna be live streaming this Wednesday night. I'm gonna be live streaming once again with Alex's board, who is Teresa's dad's husband. We're gonna be playing a horror game together this time. We're gonna have our friends Caleb join us, and Corey's gonna be there as well, and it is just so much fun. We really do enjoy it, and I'm kind of fun. It's gonna be fun to play like a horror game, and I know horror game's not gonna be for everybody, so I don't expect everybody to watch it, but I just want everybody to know, like, it doesn't take away from the content. And I've had so many people get upset with me because I have been live streaming, and I've talked about it recently where I've actually lost 100 subscribers because I started live streaming video games. And you know what? It is what it is. I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I just want to really let you guys know, like, it's not taking away from anything from you guys. Like, I'm still putting out makeup content 4 to 5 days a week. Like nothing's going to change. This is just additional stuff. That's literally all it is. It is just additional content that honestly makes me happy, and it's just so much fun to play video games and to stream. And video games, like books, are another way for me to like escape reality sometimes. Like, God, there was a couple months ago I was going through like a really, really rough time, and I just needed to like escape my head. And there's only so much TV shows that you can watch. There's only so many books you can read and still not be distracted. And that's when I was actually introduced into Fortnite, and that's when I started playing Fortnite with like Corey, Paige, and Jarvis. And it would go on for hours and hours. And the first time in a while, I hadn't thought about my problems. I haven't thought about what I was going through. And it was just so relieving. Now, granted, I play my own video games where I played The Last of Us, Tomb Raider, Uncharted series, Assassin's Creed series. There's like so many series I've played, Apex Legends. And it's just one of those situations where it just took my mind off of things. And it was just so relaxing. And so I really, really love the fact that I get to introduce it to you guys, because it generally does mean the absolute world to me. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I know that, but it really, really, really does make me happy. So I'm just very grateful that I have the opportunity that I do to play it with you guys and introduce it on stream with you guys, just because it's a lot of fun. And you guys seem to really be enjoying it as well. And it's a great way to hang out, because at the end of the day, when Corey's at work, I'm by myself home doing this job all by myself for 14 hours. And it can get really, really lonely at times. And just having on a stream of one of my favorite streamers on, playing in the background, even if I'm not really fully paying attention to it and I just have it on for background noise, it is a huge sense of comfort, because it just makes me feel like I'm not alone. And that is everything to me. I hate feeling that alone feeling, and it just, I can't describe it other than it just makes me feel so much better, I'm going to take a risk here, and I'm going to try to blend this out a little bit with the shade Wild Magic. I'm not entirely sure this is going to go with it, but we're going to try. I'm going to take the shade Wild Magic right here, and I'm going to try to add it on the top as well. I don't know if it's going to be pretty or not. We'll see. But yeah, it's just a way for me to like not feel alone. And I just generally really do enjoy playing video games. And I just love when you guys come and join me and you get to hang out. And I love when we just get to sit there and talk. And it's everything. So I really do appreciate those who have made it out to my streams, because it really is everything to me. And I really don't take it for granted. And I just really want to let you guys know how much it truly does mean to me. Like, it really does mean the world to me. Okay, so I don't really know how this is going to work, but we're going to try to make it work. All right, so I'm going to try to cut the crease. Like I said, I've not been that good at cutting the crease. It's like on this side, I'm better cutting the crease on this side than I am on this side. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but I just struggle to cut the crease on this eye right here. So it's like this eye is bigger than this eye. It's so weird. But yeah, so for me, it's just fun when I get to like show you guys a different side of me, and it's not just all makeup related, because there's only so much makeup that I can review and talk about before I get a little burnt out. That's why I started to introduce books to you guys. But I noticed that not that many people are really into my book content, and that's okay. Like, I get, again, it's not for everybody, but it generally does make me happy, because, I am, growing and evolving, and there's things that like I want in my personal life that I want to slowly start to bring here onto my channel as well. So hopefully you guys are okay with just a little change every once in a while. You're never gonna like not have makeup, but it's just kind of fun to switch things up. Like, it'd be fun if I can do more book related stuff, video game related stuff, maybe even some like lifestyle stuff for you guys. Kind of like show you guys, I don't know, behind the scenes, because there's some people that I genuinely do love watching like their vlogs of like behind the scenes. I love watching it. So I hope that like you guys would like to enjoy it as well. Like, down the line. Okay, now we're gonna go back into that shade Empower right here, and we're just gonna stamp it on the outside before I go in with my two shades that I want to go into in the center, because those shades are just so pretty. So I'm just gonna kind of stamp it right here. Just stamp and slowly blend that out. Stamp and push forward right here. And then I'm gonna take this shade Illusion right here. It's like this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful multi-chrome shade. Oh, so stunning. I'm going to place that right here, because I thought that this would look so beautiful with this purple, because it is like a blue, purple, teal, and I just thought that they would really, really complement each other. At least I hope they would. It's so weird, because like I have like the visions in my head, but then I try to put it in the eye, it doesn't always come to fruition. So hopefully we can make this work. Definitely it's a little bit of fallout with that shade compared to the matte shade, but that's okay. There's definitely some pickup in the pan as well. Okay, then I'm gonna take the shade Arcane. I really hope that this goes with it. Hopefully, because this is gonna be like a really beautiful like purple base with blue and purple shifts. So again, which I feel like will complement this eye look so pretty. Like, oh, that's such a gorgeous shade. And it's so bright and vibrant. So for this side, we're gonna go into the shade Unleashed right here, and we're gonna do kind of like the same thing, but we're gonna switch it up and use different colors. I'm really gonna try to use this palette like to the best of its ability. Hopefully this will turn out really pretty. Like I said, I hope this will turn out really pretty. Like I said, I'm not a makeup artist, I'm a makeup enthusiast, so I try to just create stuff that I can. But if it doesn't always work out, like that's okay too. Like I'm not a pro at this whatsoever. I just play with makeup because it's a lot of fun. Speaking of makeup, I was thinking about doing a video where I went over my entire eyeshadow palette collection again. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. I did the video back in April of like 2020, and only then when I did the video, I only had 87 palettes then. My collection has grown substantially in the 2 years since I've done that video, and I saw Morgan Turner do it on her channel a while back, and I was really inspired like to do it again because like I said, it's been a while since I've done it. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see me go over all of my eyeshadow palettes, because there are palettes that I have in my collection that you guys have never even seen, that I've never even shown on camera, whether I bought it off camera or I bought it just for myself, or you guys have sent it to me, or I just never had time to review it. Like there's stuff in my collection you guys have not seen that I would just genuinely love to see what you guys think. So let me know, because I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. It would be a very, very long video. So just know that that video will probably be like an hour and a half, just because I have so many palettes. I don't even know how many palettes I have at this point. And honestly, I'm not going to keep them all. Like, I'm going to do a major declutter of my makeup collection coming up soon. I am going to do a declutter. I don't know when I'm doing it, but I do know that I want to do a declutter because I get stressed out looking at my own collection. Like, it stresses me out that I'm just kind of like, I'm ready to part with some stuff, you know? So definitely stay tuned to that, because I will do like a massive declutter series, kind of like what I did last year. It's actually funny enough, is I did a major declutter last year in August or September. I want to say maybe it was August, and it was such a good relief to get rid of so much makeup. And I think it might have been September. I kind of want to do it again. Okay, then we're gonna go into the shade Innate right here, like this light pinky shade, to kind of blend that out even more. So like I said, I'm trying to branch out and do different colors, do different styles, just to see what I like and what I don't like. And pinks are very hard for me to get into, just because I just feel like they're so intimidating, and they really do have the capability of staining, and it's just not fun when it stains. Then we're gonna go into the shade Firestorm, like this beautiful pink base, this beautiful multi-chrome. It's a pink base with magenta, pink, and gold shift. We're gonna go into that shade, and we're gonna tap this right here. This beautiful like hot pink shade. This is where I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna go into Polymorph. This is gonna be the blue-green base with purple, pink, and gold shifts. We're gonna use this shade. I used Arcane in the other eye, so we're gonna use Polymorph, because it does have a little bit of that pink purple shift, and I just feel like that can really complement this right here. I don't know, but I kind of want to do something a little opposite than what I did right here. So I feel like it's going to take on that shift of that pink and kind of make it like purpley. I could be wrong, but we're doing it. And I'm going to take a little bit of Arcane again. We're going to use that one more time because that Polymorph necessarily isn't working. So we're going to put that right here on top of that. And well, that kind of mixes. Okay, so we're mixing both together. Okay, so that kind of works, kind of doesn't work. I tried to go out of my comfort zone and try a different color. I thought that Polymorph would really make that pink kind of stand out, but it kind of did not. It's such a gorgeous shade, but for some reason it didn't want to mix very well into that. So putting that shade Arcane on top kind of helped to blend it together. So it's kind of like a pinky blue look, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera. I'll come back when my eyelash is done, and we're gonna do the under eye together. But so far I really am enjoying how this palette is performing. It is performing very, very nicely. I just still got to work on this to make sure this is a little bit more blended than what it is. But yeah, you guys can see right now the mattes are super pigmented and the shimmers are laying down beautifully. So let me go ahead and throw the rest of my face, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that the face is on, we're going to finish off the eyes. You guys are probably going to hear thunder because it's literally thundering outside. So we're going to go back into that Empower shade right here, and we're going to use that to do on the waterline. But we're going to blend it out with Wild Magic right here. And my dog keeps kicking the camera. He is just not having it today. It's just one of those days, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and take that shade Empower. I have to say, I actually really am enjoying this palette. I probably wouldn't use as much of the pink shades as I would the purple and the blues, but the shades are actually super pigmented and the formula is so, so nice. I actually really am so impressed with the formula in terms of this brand because like I said, this is the second time I've tried anything from this brand and I'm just genuinely impressed with the way that everything's formulated, with how everything's blending, and it just makes me really, really appreciate it so much more. Like I really do enjoy indie brands way more than I enjoy like name brands because I just feel like there's just a different level when it comes to them. Like when it comes to indie brands really do put a lot of thought into their packaging, into their formula, into their customer service. Like they put so much into it because they're investing, I would honestly say they're investing a lot more into their brand than maybe like a L'Oreal is, for example. I'm sure L'Oreal invested a lot, right? But like you really got to think about it. Like when it comes to an indie brand, most of these people are running it outside of their home and they're investing everything they have into it. And it just really is so inspiring. Like it just really makes me want to be like, damn, I can do this too. Like oh God, could you guys imagine if I came out with my own like makeup brand? That would be insane. I'm gonna go back into like this pink shade right here. That would be absolutely insane if I came out with like my own makeup brand. I don't even know what I would do, honestly. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm probably gonna throw on either a white liner or black liner. I haven't really decided what type of liner I want to do, but let me go ahead and finish the rest of makeup and we're gonna come back and let you guys know my thoughts on this palette. Okay guys, so this is the final look. So here is the final look right here. We have two different eye looks from the new Fantasy Cosmetica Sorcerer palette. Well, first off, I absolutely do love the packaging. It's just so simple and it really does match the aesthetics of the very first palette. When it comes to Druid, it really has a cohesive theme between the two. Absolutely do love that. And then when you open it on the inside, we do have this beautiful color story right here. Now this is typically a color story that I wouldn't necessarily gravitate to because of how many like pinks and purples in here. You guys know I find those rather intimidating. I don't really gravitate to those colors as much, but I have to say I absolutely do love the eye look that I created. Like I really do like both eye looks. I was a little unsure at first how I was gonna feel about them because I typically don't do like a lot of pink eye looks, but I'm not gonna lie, I actually really do enjoy it. I think this eye right here is super pretty. I think this is probably like my favorite eye right here. It doesn't look like it's blended. It looks like there's a harsh line, but when I turn my head, you guys can see right here where it definitely is blended. It's just it is a multi-chrome, so it does kind of blend into the shadow that it's with. And then you have this shade right over here where I try to, you know, step out of my comfort zone, do a little different colors, and I really, really enjoyed. I think this is a really gorgeous palette. I absolutely do love the formula. The formula is so consistent with the formula in the Druid palette. If any of you guys had a chance to play with the Druid palette, you guys would know that this formula is absolutely incredible. The color story on this is absolutely incredible, and you can get so much pigmentation for a little payoff. You can get so much pigmentation for just a little bit of product, and I absolutely do love that. The mattes are so pigmented and they blend out very beautifully, and then you have like these multi-chromes that are just so creamy and so buttery. They're almost like wet-like with how smooth and moist. I don't know how to describe it. They are the softest shimmers I have played with, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I think it really does complement the first palette very nicely. Like you can definitely use different shades from each palette to create a very, very beautiful eye look. And I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful palette. Really, really impressive formula. This does retail for $38.99. It does launch on August 12th on Fantasy Cosmetica website, and I love it. I think you guys did such a good job. This is such a gorgeous palette. I can't wait for them to roll out with maybe like a fire-like palette with like oranges and yellows and maybe hints of reds. Like, oh, that'd be so good. So if you guys are watching, no, really, this is a fantastic palette. I'm thoroughly impressed with it once again. So Fantasy Cosmetica, thank you guys so much for sending this to me. I had so much fun playing with this palette. I like creating the 2 different eye looks. I think they're so fun. It definitely challenged me to step out of my comfort zone and again, try something that I generally wouldn't try. And I really do appreciate that it kind of forced me to do so. And I really do like both eye looks. I really can't determine which one's my favorite. I mean, I would say this one, but then I look at this one, I'm like, oh, but this one's really pretty too. Like, it's so hard to determine. But yeah, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'll make sure I link everything about these palettes down below where you guys can get your hands on it. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please make sure you guys get this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, so I do post 4 to 5 videos a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel, to Art for the Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to all these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribe, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys very next video. Bye. And this Sorcerer palette, and this was actually gifted to me. They said that this palette very oh my god. Now this palette is vegan free. Now this palette is not live yet. Okay guys, so I hope haven't gotten back to me yet, but they did say I asked them. You have the Fantasy Cosmetica on the front with a beautiful cover on it. With the beautiful cover on the front. You have powerful magic and